So in the last video, we actually discussed why weight is actually related to increased cancer risk and how to assess that for yourself. But for today's video, this is for you if you're trying to get to your healthy weight goal, but finding it super challenging to do that. What we're discussing today is 3 key things that you absolutely should consider if you're finding it challenging, as well as 1 action item that you can get started on immediately that can actually help not only with weight loss and getting to that healthy weight goal, but also with so many other things. And one thing to remember as you're going through this weight loss journey. So let's get started. What we know is that being overweight or obese can actually increase risk for many different types of cancers. And I speak about that in more depth in my last video, which I'll link down below here. But what we also know is that it's actually really difficult for many people to get to that ideal weight goal. And there are many reasons for that. For a lot of people, it's actually not that simple of a process. It's not just about decreasing calories and increasing the amount of exercise that you take in so that somehow this all correlates to weight loss. For a lot of people, this whole process isn't as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. And what they mostly start off with, or are told to start off with, are different diets that normally work for the general population. So things like if you decrease what you're eating and just increase what you're doing, it will just equal to some weight loss. While people might start losing some weight, what they find is they often hit sort of a plateau where they're no longer able to lose any weight, and it becomes so much more challenging to even keep off the weight that they have lost. Or in some scenarios, I do have patients and clients who may go on these different types of diets again that can initially help with weight loss, but as soon as they stop with any of those strategies, everything falls apart and we end up gaining even more weight than we did before, and it turns into a really vicious cycle. The way to actually stop this from happening is to actually make it something that's a lifelong, sustainable strategy for yourself that you can actually live with continually, and not just for the season that we're trying to lose weight. As cancer survivors, you actually have unique reasons as to why you might have gained weight. Things like your medication, stress, as well as different hormone changes, for example, the loss of taste buds and the inability sometimes to eat the way that you'd like to eat. All of those things can play a factor in terms of that weight gain. And so it is a very unique experience that cancer survivors have when you do end up gaining weight. And the reasons behind it, again, can be very different than someone who's not going through cancer treatments. Research is actually showing us that at least 50 to 96% of cancer survivors might actually gain weight during and post treatment. And these are people also that might actually not have gained weight at all during treatment, but find that they're slowly gaining weight in the months and years past treatment. And this is called a late effective treatment sometimes, where this might be a lag of time before you feel those side effects, but suddenly we see that more weight gain is happening and it's a little bit more difficult to lose the weight with the strategies that you might have used before. So here are 3 things to consider if you're really finding it difficult to lose weight with just improving your diet and increasing your exercise amount. First of all, your weight loss strategy actually has to be different, and it needs to take into account the unique needs as a cancer survivor. So the diets that normally work for a lot of people that just want to lose weight are not something that I would normally recommend to my patients who are looking also at ensuring that they have good muscle mass, are able to recover post-surgery, are worried about their bone health, especially if you're on treatments like letrozole or aromatase inhibitors that can actually increase your risk for things like osteoporosis and osteopenia. We're looking at metabolism, ways to sort of balance out the hormones better, and also support so many other things like your immune system. A lot of these sort of starvation type diets don't actually lend well to all of those goals that we have for your body post-treatment. In terms of looking to get to that ideal weight goal, your strategy does have to be different as a cancer survivor. One of the tips that I have for you today is to ensure that you're getting enough protein, because that can be so important for your bone health, your sugar regulation, but it also can be really important for providing you with long-lasting energy and ensuring that your metabolism is working well. And that's something that you and your doctor can sort of discuss based on what your needs are. But it all really depends on your current weight in terms of how much protein you absolutely need. I'll link below sort of some instructions on how you would be able to calculate your protein amounts as well. Number 2, hormones may be at play. So what we do know is that oftentimes when it's not just calories and exercise that are playing a factor, there are back-end hormones that are actually either helping or impeding you from losing that weight. Some of the hormones that I would take into account are things like your thyroid, for example, cortisol, estrogen levels, insulin, and so many other ones that can actually impact, again, your metabolism. If you've been trying with diet and exercise and it's really just not working, there's probably a back end reason for that. And there's a lot of different hormones that could be playing a factor here in terms of the ability for your body to lose weight and maintain that weight loss. These hormones can actually impact how well your body's able to burn fat and also lose that weight and not hold on to fat longer. Why is this likely for many cancer survivors? So what we do know about cancer survivors is that we're actually more likely to experience things like low thyroid function, which could also lead to weight gain, or things like higher cortisol levels or stress levels, which can also lead to weight gain, lower estrogen, for example, which can also fuel weight gain, and so many other ways that hormones are actually impacted. So this is often when blood work can actually be really important and helpful to try and assess which areas actually need help and your attention and what strategies might be helpful for your weight loss. We look at things like thyroid panel, hemoglobin A1C, fasting blood glucose, and so many other things to help us assess that. And number 3, build that strong foundation to actually help you lose weight. So things like your diet and exercise and the habits that you have around going to sleep properly and also de-stressing, all of those things are actually really important and can play a factor in how your body is able to lose the weight. Here's one action that you can take immediately to help you lose weight, and actually really impactful for so many reasons. And that is avoid nighttime snacking. This means nothing after dinner, because it's not just what you eat, but also when you eat. That's actually really important. Here are 5 reasons why this one action can be really important for you to actually get to your healthy weight goal, but also to help with so many other things around your health. Nighttime snacking leads to more weight gain than at any other time of the day by decreasing the rate and number of calories that you're actually able to burn, but also promoting fat storage. Eating later in the day can also increase your hunger more. It can also actually impact your sleep. In fact, in one research, eating within 3 hours of your bedtime was actually associated with a 40% increased odd of you waking up during the night time. This is actually really important because we do see that sleep and sleep quality can be really important in terms of your ability to lose weight and your metabolism. How your body regulates sugar and blood sugar spikes, as well as your insulin response, can all depend on the timing of when you eat. So if you were to eat the same exact meal at nighttime versus the daytime, your body would have a much harder time regulating the blood sugars as well as that insulin response at nighttime than it would during the day. Because of this, it becomes even more important for us to try and eat earlier on in the day for those higher calorie meals and later on at night, and especially avoiding those late night snacks. What we also know about insulin responses is that they are potentially linked to cancerous processes, and by decreasing some of those high insulin responses, we actually can help with that prevention plan as well. Not eating at nighttime also means that you're actually going with the natural circadian rhythm or internal clock that your body has. Your body actually isn't meant to eat at nighttime when your body's actually supposed to be sleeping. This is a time when a lot of critical things can happen. If you are eating late at night, it means that a lot of the processes that it would normally do during that nighttime may be stalled or decreased, because now your body's trying to digest things. And like all of us, it can only do so many things at the same time. I wanted to end it with this one message too, to remember as you're going through this weight loss journey for yourself. And hopefully one thing that helps to motivate you too is that even though you may not see a number change on the scale, everything that you're working on right now, whether it's your diet, stress reduction, exercise, and so many other things that you're doing right now, they're all really meaningful, even if you're not seeing results immediately. What we do know is that over time, it can help to decrease chronic inflammatory processes, balance out your hormones, increase your cholesterol, help sugar regulation aspect of things, and just in general, help you to feel better. So don't always just go by the scale. In fact, there are so many more benefits than just that reduction in weight that you will experience even if you don't actually get to that weight loss goal yet. There's so many benefits in terms of your prevention strategy as well that can be so critical, even if sometimes that weight is not moving the way that we want it to move. So keep going. That consistency and not perfection is actually what you're looking for, and I'll see you in the next one.